You don't have the same concern as you do with the ice packs. They still will get cold, but they'll reheat with the room temperature, so you don't have to worry so much about burns, but you still want to be checking your patient, okay? With the gel packs, you do want to use a cold layer, okay? I'm sorry, a moist layer. So you get one of your layers wet, okay? Then you wrap it around the gel pack, okay? And then on top of that, you put it on your patient. What you do is you put multiple layers of dry terry cloths or just regular, towels to keep it insulated, to keep it cold, okay? So that's the only difference between this and the gel packs is you have to put a moist layer and then dry layers on top to keep the cold in, okay? Any questions?
Moist means warm, not wet. Moist, warm layer should be
There
done.
you go.
If you put a moist, cold layer down, it will be more of a shock for your patient. The moistness relays the cold conductivity better. So you want a moist, warm layer, so it's not so, I just jumped in an ice cold shower sensation.
Okay, stop. Over here we have a polar cube and a couple of cryo cups, okay? This is usually what people will see after surgery. A lot of the units run on their own time, okay? So a lot of times you just make sure that it's filled up with ice and water. Water is important. A lot of people just put the ice in there. That's not going to run through the little tubes that are attached and wrap around your legs or arms or wherever else, okay? So for this one, it's got a big long tube. You connect it to any of the appropriate attachments. Okay, so that's for the other one. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Both the cryo cup.
There's water in there.
I'm sorry?
There's water in there.
Oh, there is water in there. Okay, cool. So the cryo cups, this does, good catch, thank you. You want this to act with gravity. Okay, so the cryo cups have to be up. Whatever you're treating is below. Okay, that's the only way this one works. It has no motor. You're not plugging this in. Okay, this is gravity dependent. This other one here is not gravity dependent. You can put it wherever you want, on the floor, whatever. There's a little motor in here that pushes the water around the joint. Okay. We tell our patients, instead of ice, instead of buying bags and bags and bags of ice, keep a couple of small water bottles, freeze those. You can put that in here and then have the ice circulate around the water bottles, okay? But make sure that you're refreezing them after each time. This can run for hours at a time after surgery. You want at least that gap, 30 minutes or so being off before you decide to put it on again, okay? So if someone's laying there for a couple hours, it's okay, they can keep having it on, but if they take it off, give it a half hour before you try to put it back on. Okay. Any questions?
2 feet is the typical for the, can you hold up that one? That has to be typically no more than 2 feet above, okay? If you go less than that or equal level, it will not work.
It won't go. Okay. These aren't seen very much anymore.
No.
These are much more common. Insurances will pay for this, so people get to take them home, okay? So you want to make sure that your patient can use it, okay? So you need to be able to explain it to them. With the attachments, they all have compression to them, okay? So that tighter you wrap, the more compression. Make sure it's not creating a tourniquet effect. Make sure distally, wherever you put it, make sure their toes aren't turning blue, okay? And make sure you're checking, at least the first time. If they're going to be on there for a couple hours, check, make sure everything's going well. You also want to check and make sure that the water's still cold, okay? If people have it on all night, by the time they wake up, it's going to be warm, okay? You want to keep checking, okay? Yes.
So this one is safe to be on at all times?
Yes.
Compared to
Because
the
it's
ice pack?
using water and ice, not necessarily just straight ice, okay? Really ice, it takes a very long time for that to eventually melt, and that's the problem, okay? And here, it's just cold water, a little different. Water will reheat much faster. It keeps it at a different temperature. That's going to keep it at a much lower temperature than cold water will.